Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Grace, can you tell, is it being recorded? I hit record.
Yes, it is.
Okay, wonderful. All right, thank you for joining us today. This is our May 2025 online open house. My name is Bethany Manimbo. I am working with the Office of Procurement. Welcome to our open house today. We are going to discuss small business grants, loans, and access to capital. We have a few guest speakers today with us, and I will introduce them. If this is your first time joining us for this online open house, we have an online open house every third Wednesday of each month from 10 to 11 a.m. on Zoom. The topics typically rotate depending on the month, and we have a list of topics on our website. I want to thank you all for joining us today. I'm going to introduce our first presenter. Let me just make sure that person is here. Okay. So I'm going to introduce Nadia Clute. Nadia is the Small Business Navigator with the Montgomery County Executive's Office. And Nadia will present some information on small business grants, loans, and or access to capital. And so we will make Nadia the co-host, and she will begin her presentation. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Bethany, thank you for the introduction. Thank you to the Office of Procurement for hosting today's event. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. And then just confirming that you can all see the slides.
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
All right, so as Bethany mentioned, my name is Nadia Clute. I am with the Montgomery County Business Center. We are actually under the County Executive Office. The main point and a lot of the assistance that we provide is we assist businesses from start to growth, providing a wide variety of assistance that is available for you in your business. So we provide a lot of tailored support to businesses in different stages. There are certain industries that we do focus, which is guiding businesses that are within the retail, food service industry, as well as service-based. As you guys know, we also have the Montgomery County Economic Development Corporation, and they focus on strategic industries such as biotech, life science, information technology. So they provide another set of resources through that organization. We're more than happy to connect you depending if you fit within those strategic industries within the county. And a lot of the guide that we provide has to do with helping you navigate county processes, regulations, license, permits, procurement, and any other county procedure that your business must follow. We connect you to a wide variety of resource partners that are available here in the county to help you and provide technical assistance, workforce development, promotional opportunities, funding sources, which is what I will be covering today, and other valuable resources for your business. Just to give you guys a quick explanation about the ecosystem within the business center. So we have an innovation network. Right now we have 3 innovation centers, which are business incubators. We have one in Germantown that focuses on biotech, life science business. We have another incubator that is located in Rockville that focuses on information technology, medical advancement, and a little bit of cybersecurity. And then we have one more incubator located in Silver Spring, which focuses on minority businesses. So as you can see, these incubator centers or innovation centers target different industries at some point. If that is something that you would like to get more information, please, I will make sure to put all my contact information at the end so that you can obtain all the necessary details if that's something that you and your business is interested in exploring. As far as business support, you have myself as the small business navigator, and we have 3 business liaisons that focus on providing one-on-one assistance, but that they are also doing outreach and they are out in the community meeting with businesses. Last but not least, we do have a staff that focuses on managing different contracts that we have with resource partners, as well as we have a wide variety of targeted funding programs that I will explain shortly that businesses can take advantage of. This is just a list of some of the county resource partners. We have a more comprehensive list on our website. We have the Montgomery County Black Collective that focuses on providing cohort training assistance to businesses. They match you with a business consultant. You attend a series of training events for a set amount of weeks that can help you prepare your business, that can help you grow your business. That's some of the services that they do offer. We have Crossroads Community Food Network, which is for businesses that are interested to explore the food industry. They have a commercial kitchen that is available for businesses to rent. We have the Latino Economic Development Center, who focuses on providing one-on-one technical assistance, training events, and they are also CDFI, a community financial institution that provides loans to county businesses. The Maryland Women's Business Center, which provides assistance to businesses here in the county through technical assistance and training. And the other 2 organizations is the Small Business Development Center under the University of Maryland, again, providing training and one-on-one technical assistance. And last but not least, WorkSource Montgomery, which focuses on supporting businesses that have a need of hiring staff or identifying personnel to grow their business. So let's start talking a little bit about the funding programs that are available through the county. So the county has partnered up with Life Asset and the Latino Economic Development Center. These 2 organizations provide different types of loans. Life Assets provides microloans that range between $500 to $10,000. But the way that the model of their loan system works, either it requires you to partner up with at least 2 other business owners, or like what we like to call like-minded entrepreneurs, so that you can all, it's like you guys are all going into obtaining a loan. You guys are supporting each other. And that's how they work through the approval system for loans, which is completely different than a traditional banking institution where you go, you submit your application, it goes through underwriting, it goes through a different approval. Then we also have the Latino Economic Development Center. They are a community financial institution, which how you can differentiate this financial institution to a traditional bank is banks have a direct way as to how they process business loans, while as CDFI, community financial institution, what they mainly focus on is on evaluating a wide variety of criteria. Generally speaking, businesses that have been denied a traditional loan from a banking institution, they would approach the Latino Economic Development Center or a community financial institution because they have different review approval, different ways that they evaluate loans that are submitted. Their loans range from $500 to $250,000, so that you guys are aware of. All of these 2 programs with Life Asset or LEDC, they provide all of the information. They also provide business support, and I can connect you with them at some point if that is something that you guys are interested. Through these presentations, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat. or at the end of my slides, I will make sure to give a couple minutes to answer any questions. Now, when we're talking about grants, Montgomery County has what is called the MOVE grant program, which it stands for Make Office Vacancy Extend. So this program, this grant, is for businesses that are signing their first commercial lease, or they are signing an expansion lease of at least 500 square feet. So the general criteria is that you need to sign a lease that is at least about 36 months or more. It has to be for a commercial space that is located within the county. The application deadline, so you have to submit this application within 180 days from executing the lease. And it excludes businesses that are within the retail restaurant industry. So some of the eligibility criteria are, as we said, it needs to be an executed lease, either an initial lease in the county or an expanded version. The lease needs to be at least 36 months. It must be office space or commercial space within the county. The business needs to be in good standing in the state of Maryland. Even if you're a business from another state, it's going to be required that you register your business in the state of Maryland. You would be providing a business plan that will have outlined your financial projections and your key personnel. And the application deadline is within 180 days of the lease execution. So the award is calculated, number one, on a first come, first serve basis. The award is also calculated based on the square footage that you are leasing. So if it is for your first lease, it will be, let's say you lease a commercial space of 1,000 square feet. We provide $8 per square feet. So in this case, the business, after they go through the process and we verify that the business meets all the criteria, then they would be getting a one-time grant for $8,000. In the case of an expansion lease, the eligible square feet must equal a minimum expansion of 500 square feet. So it's minus, there is like a table calculation that we have, which is the total square footage of the lease premises in the expanded commercial lease minus the total square footage of the lease premises from the previous lease. And for this type of grant, there is a cap of $150,000. As a reminder, this is on a first come, first serve basis. Funding is limited. Funding is the budget that we have on a yearly basis is assigned during the budget season. The award amount depends on the total square footage of the space. And the maximum award, again, is $150,000. So this is just like a quick table that demonstrates some of the calculations. So we have, if it's less than 7,500 square feet, you will get $8 per square foot. If you're leasing a space that is up to 10,000, then you can get $12 per square foot. Anything above 10,000 square feet, you're getting $12.50 per square foot. And then if you are with certain strategic industries that are of interest of attracting businesses to the county, which is the biotech, the life science, you can get up to $15 per square foot. The next grant program that we have is the JOBS program. So the county and along with county council have created the JOBS program. Today, I'm focusing on the Job Creation Fund, which that has been a $10 million appropriation. What that incentivizes is companies that are hiring new full-time jobs here in Montgomery County. The award type is what it incentivizes is a $10,000 grant per new job, or $12,500 if it is within certain designated areas in the county. The targeted industries are corporate headquarters, national nonprofits, businesses in technology, cybersecurity, hospitality, life science, and quantum computing. As far as the eligibility criteria, businesses that create must need to meet all of these criteria, and the maximum award is of $500,000. At the beginning of the presentation, I did discuss about the Montgomery County Innovation Network facilities, which are the business incubators. So just to give you a quick debrief on the 3 different locations that we have, the one in Silver Spring focuses on minority female disabled companies. We have about 20,000 square feet of office space. Rockville Innovation Centers, which focuses on medtech medical device companies, has about 23,000 square feet of office space. And the Germantown Innovation Center, which focuses on biotech life science, has about 32,000 square feet of office space, as well as 12 wet labs. And this is in partnership with Montgomery College. The incubator has a wide variety of offerings in the sense that it's a short-term lease. So all the leases that we execute are on a yearly basis. These spaces are move-in ready, and they tend to be fully equipped. They kind of reduce the gap of, some businesses that are transitioning from operating from their home to a commercial space, as well as for certain businesses, it's allowing them to explore and develop their research component when it comes to a biotech life science. Those incubators also provide tailored support, which they have a wide variety of network meetings and connections within each incubator. There is like a meet your peers, so you can get to meet other businesses that are also within the incubator ecosystem. At the same time, we do have a virtual option, which allows you to have a commercial address, a business address that you can utilize for business purposes. We do have a co-working version that is only available in the Rockville Incubator, and on-site, which does what mainly a lot of the businesses that are part of the incubators take advantage of. So here is how you can reach out to us. Any questions that you have, you can send an email to businesscenter@montgomerycountymd.gov. I highly encourage you guys to follow us on LinkedIn to connect with us. That way you can see some of the program updates that we have. That concludes my presentation. So I will stop sharing my presentation, and then it does seem like there are some chat messages. So we will go ahead and start addressing some of those. As far as the slides, Bethany, are you going to be sharing the slides with the attendees?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
It looks like it says, do the like-minded peers have to be located in Maryland too?
I think, Stacey, if you could elaborate a little bit further that question so that we can provide an answer.
Hi, good morning. I was asking if the like-minded entrepreneurs that you need for the one grant have to be located in the state of Maryland too, or do they have to be working out of the state of Maryland as well?
Are you talking about the jobs grant?
Yes.
I can connect you with the program manager because there are certain other criteria that you need to meet. There is a minimum salary requirement too of about $100,000 per position. So I can provide that information. If you send me an email, I will put my email on the in the chat. So if anybody has any questions that eventually they want to follow up, please go ahead and send an email to businesscenter@montgomerycountymd.gov.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have a question. Is there any assistance for building to suit for retail commercial space?
As part of Montgomery County, necessarily not. When it comes to retail, no. Now, what I would say is that you might want to explore the city of Rockville, because they do have a version of the MOVE grant that does cover retail, that does have a retail component to their MOVE grant.
Okay. Since incubators operate on short-term leases, does that mean that incubator leases are not eligible for the MOVE grant?
Yeah, generally speaking, because these are programs that are funded by the county, in this case, yes, the incubator won't be eligible. Plus, keep in mind the businesses that are within the incubator, like their spaces are, 100 square feet. Like there is a minimum square footage to apply for the MOVE grant, which I believe is about 700 to 800 square feet of minimum lease space here in the county for you to apply.
Thank you. And I don't see any more questions for Nadia, so thank you very much, Nadia.
Thank you.
I'm going to turn it over to Raphael Murphy. He is the Director of the Office of Grants Management in Montgomery County. So we will make him the co-host, and he can share his screen and his presentation. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Bethany. So my name is Raphael Murphy. I'm the Director of the Office of Grants Management in Montgomery County, and I have a brief presentation about what our office is and some of the different types of programs that we offer compared to the Montgomery County Business Center. So what I would differentiate most is our grant programs are mostly for providing services. They're not necessarily for providing support or subsidy for business development, but these could be opportunities for you as a business to win a grant from us to provide some sort of service within Montgomery County. So what is Office of Grants Management? We are a relatively new office in Montgomery County government. We have two main focus areas, one of which is what's called incoming grants. And what we do is we try to pull in as much state, federal, or foundation funding from outside sources into Montgomery County so we can add additional programs and services to county residents without raising taxes. So my office is helping departments apply for grants from the state, from the federal government, but we're trying to bring in as much grant funding money as we can into Montgomery County. And then we have a separate team, which is our outgoing grants team. And these are folks who are running grants competitions and giving out grants agreements. A grant agreement is a very different legal mechanism than the procurement contract. We have a whole presentation on our website looking at explaining the differences. So grant agreements tend to be more flexible, more open-ended, and more service-based, where procurement contracts, we're buying a very, very specific thing from a vendor to provide it to county government. So in terms of looking at some of the grant programs that might be of interest to you, depending what your business is, and again, these are all service-based, and these grant programs have all closed for this fiscal year, but these are cyclical grant programs, meaning that they will be offered, later on in this calendar year. So it's something to be keeping your eye out for. The first one is the EquiCare Grant Program. And what we do is through the Department of Health and Human Services, we support subsidies for childcare providers, whether you're a for-profit entity or nonprofit entity, to provide childcare seats and key zip codes for families who might not be able to afford it. So if you're a childcare provider, you're going to want to keep an eye out for this grant program when it launches. Again, the current grant program is closed, but it will relaunch, and the details, the terms and conditions and all that, priority zip codes are all going to be detailed once it launches. The next grant program is the FY25 Food is Medicine grant program. And again, this grant, yes?
I'm sorry. Are you sharing your screen? Because we don't see the slides.
Oh, I believe I'm sharing it.
Could you try again?
Can you see
Okay,
it
there
now?
you go. Yes, we can see it now. Thank you.
Okay, I
Sorry,
apologize for that.
interrupting.
I usually use MS Teams and not Zoom, so unfamiliar how this works. And so this slide deck will also be made available, and there's active hyperlinks there. So Even though this grant program is closed, you can still look at what last year's grant programs worked, and you can, see maybe if you're a fit for when it's reoffered. So the Food is Medicine Grants program looks at it matches for-profit or nonprofit food providers or farmers and also or medical providers to food assistance distributors. So the idea is to help people live healthier lives. We need to make sure that they're eating healthier foods. And so again, if you're a for-profit entity that's a farmer who's producing food, or if you're a for-profit medical provider, this grant program links it up, provides a subsidy for you to get that healthy food to the people who need it. So that could be an opportunity coming up next year. And again, that program is closed, but something to keep your eye out for, something you could apply for. A lot of the other business programs are run through the business center. So I defer to Nadia and how those work and what opportunities there are. There could be other small business or new business grant programs that could be launched in FY26. That's I'll be showing you later in the presentation how to stay in the loop. But basically, what way my office works is departments come to me with a chunk of money saying, "Hey, we want to compete this as a grant. These are the type of entities who we want to apply. These are the who can be eligible." So you could see some more grant programs pop out through my office, but in generally, most of the small business programs are going to be run through the business center. Encourage you to sign up for the OGM newsletter so you can see what's coming out soon, what's open, but we try to make that as transparent and predictable as possible. Now, some other grant programs, these are more for economic development or business center development. And so these are maybe not things that you'd be eligible to apply for, but I think this is something that you should be working with your chamber or working with your any other kind of business support entity that you might be working with, that they should be applying for to support your businesses. So we have the FY25 Place-Based Management Grant Program. Again, that's closed, but the County Council is set to vote, reappropriate money for that. But that supports placemaking activities to support economic engagement. So you could have a geographic area like the Rockville Town Square, and this grant would pay to have more activities, more events, more concerts, different festivals and things to have in that area as a way to bring folks into that sector and then spend money at the businesses. So while this isn't a grant that you would receive necessarily, it's something that you can maybe encourage your chamber or some other entity to apply for to help bring and boost your businesses wherever they are. The Emerging Business Improvement District is kind of the step above place-based management. It's supporting entities that want to create a formalized business improvement district or urban district corporations. And so 501c3s or 501c6 nonprofits, 501c6s are like the Chamber of Commerce or other commercial nonprofit entities. They can apply for this. And again, it's not something that you would directly benefit from or you directly get money for, but it could be a good opportunity for your chamber to apply for to try to boost up economic activity so more businesses channeled into your businesses. So that could also be another great way of supporting you and your efforts. And so again, these are closed for this year, but the new fiscal year is going to start soon and we'll be reopening those. So in order to stay in the loop, we have the Office of Grants Management website, and I'll share that in the chat, but also the slide deck will be available. We recently reorganized it to make it really user-friendly and easy to see. So right in the middle, you're going to see all of our open solicitations. So as soon as you go to the web page, you just scroll in and you can see the grant programs that we're offering. And you can click on any of those, open them up, read. The tabs are very easy to see. There's even the eligibility tab. You can just look at it right away and see if you as a nonprofit, or I'm sorry, if you as a for-profit entity can even apply for it. If you can, then look into the details and see if it's a good fit for you and what you do. We also made it easy for you to access our key products, which is our newsletter, our grant program forecast, which is the long-term view of what's going to be coming out in the fiscal year. So the newsletter is really going to focus on 30 days in the future, whereas the forecast is going to be looking at 6 months in the future. But we really want to make it predictable of when our grant programs are going to be coming out so that you guys can get ready for those. And then we have some basic compliance, a guide that's also worth looking at if you're interested in applying for a grant. So with the newsletter, again, clicking on this button will open up the county's Gov Delivery newsletter format, which you probably already applied to or probably already registered with the Office of Procurement and probably the Business Center as well. But you can just click on the Office of Grants Management and add us to the list. And then once a week, usually we send out, a notification of what's new this week, what's currently open still, and then what's coming down within the next 30 days. And we also tend to put in grants opportunities for that are being offered by other entities, such as the federal government, the state, or maybe some foundations. And we also put out training opportunities and events that we advertise through the newsletter. So that's worth signing up just to kind of see what's coming. So you're not checking the website every day or every week. It's more fed to you what's new coming down. So I definitely recommend signing up for that. The grant program forecast, as I said, it's currently a document that you download, but we're going to be converting this to a web page, but it's still going to be the same button. You're going to click on that, and that's going to be, again, like a looking 3 to 6 to 9 months into the future of what is going to be offered and roughly when it's going to be. So if you see that, place-based management is going to be offered in, January, but it's August, you can at least kind of put that in your calendar or start kind of talking to your chamber and encourage them to apply. Or if you see that Equicare is going to be offered in 2 months, you can, in your child care provider, you can start getting ready for that and just making sure that as soon as it drops and the solicitation drops, you can check it out and see what's being offered. So again, we try to make it as predictable as we can. We have shifted to a new grants management platform. And so we have a lot of resources about how to set up a profile. You don't need to set up a profile to skim what our solicitations and our offerings, but if you are going to apply for one, you do need to set up a profile. But they have a lot of great resources of how to set up a profile, how to work as a team on your applications, how to enter different parts of the application, including the budget. And then we've got some points of contact. So our main point of contact is if you don't have a grant yet, you're going to be wanting to reach out to us at the grants@montgomerycountymd.gov email address. We have a team of 3 OGM staff who jointly monitor that. And so that's going to be, if you have questions about OGM or potential opportunities, maybe something in the newsletter or something on the forecast, just reach out to the grants address and one of the team members will get back to you on that. And that's also going to be our support address if you're having issues with UNA. Once you win a grant, then that changes. We have a different email address, and that's grants administration. And that's really for, again, we have a different staff member who focuses on awards and kind of managing those once the decision has been made and providing support there. But those are the 2 best ways to reach out to us. And again, at the stage of just being interested in the grants or being interested in the office, we encourage you to grants@montgomerycountymd.gov. And with that, that's my presentation, and I will make sure it's available to Bethany for distribution. Happy to answer any questions.
All right, so there's a question. Does he assist with grant writing as well?
Grant, I guess if you could expand on the question, are you with writing grants for us or writing grants that you're applying for to other entities, like help writing a federal grant or help writing a state grant?
Okay, Claudia, if you'd like to come off mute and ask your question.
Hi. Hello, did you say Claudia?
Yes.
Okay, I was asking, first of all, if he was going to be making his slide available, but also can we participate with his organization on grant writing as well?
Do you mean like writing a grant for us, like a grant application that you're going to be applying to us for money, or if you're writing a grant?
Well, we would, but we would like to know if that is a service that you would perform to, enhance grant writing for us as business owners as well.
I mean, if you're applying for one of our grants, we have information sessions, we do feedback sessions. If you apply for a grant, whether you win it or lose it, we encourage people to have a half an hour session with us to help you kind of why you won or why you didn't. We do tend to do workshops throughout the year. But if you're applying for like a business grant to somebody else, we wouldn't offer those kind of consultation services. Our services are focusing on helping you write a grant for us. We occasionally might sponsor some trainings to help write federal grants or state grants. But if you're applying for somebody else's money, the Office of Grants Management, we wouldn't support you with that. But if you're applying for our money, then yeah, we provide support and training for that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, are there any other questions? All right, thank you very much, Raphael, for your presentation. I'm going to turn it over to Lisa from the U.S. Small Business Administration, and we will make her the co-host. And Lisa, you can share your screen, any slides that you have, and we will make these. We have one question. Do these grants require job creations in MoCo? I think that's for Raphael.
Job creation in MoCo, we don't necessarily look with our grants, we don't necessarily look at the job creation aspect of it. We look at more the service being provided. So if we need a certain number of childcare seats available for the EquiCare grant program, we're really more focused on how many childcare seats are being made available rather than how many jobs are you creating. That's not really the focus. And the same thing I would say with the foodist medicine, we're looking at how many people are you connecting with healthy food sources from for-profit or nonprofit entities. We're not really looking at how many jobs you're creating. But for the place-based management and for the Business Improvement District grant program, that I think that is very much looking at how much extra revenue are you generating, how many extra jobs are going to be generating, what's the broader economic impact. So for those two, yeah, broader economic impact is there. But for the more direct service grants that you would apply for directly, we're interested in the service. How much of the service are you going to provide and at what quality, and are you meeting the right standards? We're not really looking at how many jobs you're going to create.
Thank you. All right, so I will turn it over to Lisa from SBA. Thank you. Lisa, we can see your screen if you're ready.
Okay, let's unmute. Okay, that's a start. Much like Raphael, this is new to me. We usually use Teams, so I apologize. Bethany, thank you for inviting me. And it's really exciting to see you have so many people online. And I'm here to talk about the Surety Bond Program today as far as access to capital. But we've talked about a lot of different things this morning already. And I just want our audience to know that SBA provides a lot of different services to the small business community, including capital access, counseling that could help you with grant writing. We have our own loan programs. Those all emanate at the financial institution of the individual's choice. And if anybody's looking for a bank, I suggest they go to sba.gov and go to lender match, and that will help them find the right bank for them. If you're looking for services, grant writing, etc., I would go to your local Small Business Development Center, Women Business Development Center, and SBA can help you there.
Okay,
Now,
Lisa, I can't see your slides. Just I see like a Zoom screen. I don't know if you have slides up.
I have
There
slides
you
up.
go. There you
Now
go.
can we see? Oh, I'm so glad. Goodness. Okay, I'm not
That's-
quite sure what happened there, but I'm glad we got it working. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
today I'm going to talk about the Surety Bond Guarantee Program for small business. And let's just get started. Okay, so let me look at this. So small business in construction require anything for federal jobs over $100,000. They require a surety bond. So SBA tries to help small businesses meet that barrier by creating a surety bond guarantee program that will allow them to meet, much like other loan programs, requirements at a different level. And SBA will guarantee those bonds. And this will allow them to qualify for contract bonding, increase their bonding capacity, and grow your business. So I don't know how many construction companies we have in the audience, but if you know of any, we have this program. So this program enables surety companies to support small businesses that are having a difficult time with a bond. And just so you know, I work with several surety agents that can actually help people with their first bond, if they're having problems increasing their bond, etc. So I can tell you this program works. We want to grow your business. We want to increase your opportunities by increasing your bond. And we have much more flexible requirements. By using our program, you can build your capacity to work in the construction field. Capital is based not just on the company's profitability and your financial statements. We also look at your character, how the small business has progressed, and we also look at any line of credit you might have open. And if you don't have a line of credit out there, folks, I highly recommend that you look into getting a line of credit from your bank, because you never know when you might need it. So what are the benefits? Our working capital requirement is about half of what is normally required for contract surety bonds. As I already mentioned, we count the unused portion of bank lines of credit. This is unusual. Normal banks don't count this. So this is the benefit of working within the SBA guarantee program. We lowered the working capital requirements. You can use your available bank lines of credit, and the bond guarantees may be available on larger projects with internal financial statements. What makes this a program almost even more exceptional is that you can apply to be surety bond ready. So you can apply ahead of time and be ready when you need that surety bond, and you can just basically press a button and make the 2-day approval period start. It should happen within 2 to 3 days. We also have a quick app that allows for decisions that can happen within about a day for $50,000 or less. $500,000 or less. I apologize. What kind of bonds does SBA guarantee? We guarantee bid bonds, performance bonds, payment bonds, and maintenance bonds. If you've ever needed a surety bond, you are very familiar with those types of bonds. We can bond for each government and private sector contract up to $9 million. For each direct federal contract, say if you're in the 8A program, which I know some of your audience members are, we can guarantee up to $14 million. Program qualifications are categorized for every small business on the average annual revenues for constructions, or a small business that does construction, and that's usually about, and you have a 236220 NAICS code, that is usually about $45 million a year in revenue, or you're actually your $45 million a year in your 5-year average for your NAICS code. I apologize. For other requirements, you have to be very current on your public debts, your taxes, and your repayment agreements. Since this is funded by the federal government, we ask that you be current on all of your public debts and taxes. It's very important. And your other requirement is that you pass, our underwriting standards, which are different than other surety company standards. To qualify, your business must be owned by a US-based for-profit business legal owner, be eligible to do business with the federal government. Okay, you must possess a good character. You must be in a position where you are not able to secure a bond elsewhere. These people that are unable to secure a bond elsewhere, these are the people that we want to assist, because just because you can't get a bond elsewhere doesn't mean that you are not a thriving, effective small business. But of course, we cannot provide a guarantee for any firm that is involved in a current bankruptcy proceeding. Typical surety bond fees. Bid bond guarantee fees are never charged by the SBA. That is a huge plus. Contractors' fees, 0.6% of the contract amount paid to SBA for the guarantee. Surety premium is a charge paid to the surety company for the bond. Okay. We have a plethora of surety bond partners. Okay. All of these firms work with our surety bond program. If you've never worked with a surety bond, you've never needed a surety bond, you might not be familiar with these insurance agencies. The way you access SBA surety bond is through your agent. Okay, to find an agent, and that's the individual that's basically the middleman in between the surety company and the contractor. There's the agent in the middle. You can go to sba.gov/OSG, that stands for Office of Surety Guarantees, and you can find a bond agent there. You can also look at watch on YouTube a video on this whole program. It's youtube.com/watch and all those little letters and numbers. If you need assistance and guidance on bonding and contracting, we encourage you to contact your local Apex Accelerator, who are funded by and formerly known as PTAC. They are funded by the Department of Defense, but we work in conjunction with them on a regular basis to provide extra assistance. We also suggest you work with the small business development centers, as I mentioned. And if you go to this site, you can find a small business development center in your area. I know I went through this rather quickly, but does anybody have any questions, Bethany?
Yes, we do have a question in the chat. What is the new administration's position on small minority business development, i.e. 8A? Do these fall under DEI programs that have all ended? Also, given the reduction of federal contracting, what programs still exist to help small minority and veterans? My real question is this a good time for a minority to start a business?
Okay.
So it's kind of a lot of questions, but I guess
There's
you could
kind
break
of a
it
lot
down.
of questions there. I appreciate them, but just so we reiterate, this talk was about surety bond guarantees. But I'll be happy to address these questions because I know it's very much on everyone's mind. First off, there's a huge difference between DEIA and contracting programs. All of the designations are contracting programs. As of right now, we are staying the course. I sign off offer letters for 8A contracts every day. It's still very much in play. Contracts are changing. Unfortunately, some people are losing contracts because they are DEI related. But we're talking about construction contracts here. in as far as surety bonds are concerned. I sign off on construction contracts all the time. There are a lot of different IT contracts that I sign off on. The program is in existence. We do provide services through our small business development centers, through our women business development centers, and our veteran outreach centers. So SBA is still here to help small business. What is really important, I think, is the way that people are viewing formerly considered socially and economically disadvantaged businesses as, despite your social or disadvantaged status, you are always a small business. Always. That's not going to change. SBA is here to help small business.
Thank you.
Do you think that answered that?
I think
Bethany?
so. I think so, yes, thank you. Are there any other questions? Everybody, you can either come off of mute or you can put your question in the chat box, whatever you're more comfortable with.
Hi, I
Okay.
have a question, and
Yes.
this is regarding SBA. So like programs like the WASB program, are they still in existence, and have they been affected by the new DEI policies?
Okay, DEIA has not as of yet affected WASB. None of us here have a crystal ball. I'm not quite sure, if that will remain the same, but as of right now, yes, we are taking applications. We are taking, just because I'm sure it's on somebody else's mind. Yes, we are taking 8A applications. Yes, we are taking WASB applications. Yes, there is a hub zone program. Yes, there is a service disabled veteran business owned program. All these programs are in existence. Nothing has changed as of yet. What you should know about the WASB program is that it's a very small office for applications from around the country. So it does take a little while. Yes, for an application to fulfill processing. Same goes with the 8A certification. Before I had this job and a couple of jobs before it, I actually worked in certification in San Francisco. That office has really been honed down as far as personnel. So has the office in King of Prussia. So we have fewer people, but we have applications going through. So as much as this is a little bit of a challenging time, I can tell you that things have not stopped. What I tell, before I had this job, I also was a business opportunity specialist. I actually helped 102 firms through the 8A program, many of which were women. This is a time to think about what it is that you want to do and perhaps pivot a little bit. Maybe you don't want to be a company that focuses on assisting DEIA offices. Maybe you want to be a company that focuses on working with public relations offices in the government or other, personnel and staffing in, IT or something. It's looking at expanding your capabilities to fit what the government is buying. And that changes with every administration and every budget. So good luck.
Thank you.
But it's doable. Anything else, Bethany?
Yes, we have a question. Is Lisa the SBA contact from Montgomery County? I would like to reach out to her directly.
Well, I don't know that I'm the SBA person for Montgomery County, but I'll be happy to be. But there you have all of my information. And thank you for whoever put that out to remind me to go one more slide, because I put this on last night. There's my information. Best to reach me at my email, which is lisa.avila@sba.gov, because I'm in and out of the office quite a lot, and it's really hard to catch me by phone. Not to mention our IT department just changed my phone number the other day. And They forgot to tell me. So I don't even have new cards with it. So I'm not putting it out there until we realize that they're going to keep it for me. But anyway, anything else, Bethany?
Do we have time for maybe one more question for Lisa?
Hi,
Yes,
Lisa.
sorry, go for it, please.
Sorry about that.
Hi.
Hi. I have a question about having a certified small women-owned business process. I looked into it through the SBA website. It kind of seems like a very complicated process. So is there a simplified way that you can guide me through?
Well, there, how
Thank
do I put this? How do I put this the nice way without slicing the government? It's like, it looks like it's difficult, but if you're a real business doing business, it's not that hard. All you really need to do is go and see all of the information that needs to be put in. There's a list, okay? Make sure that you have all that information on your computer when you're going to sit down and do any of the applications. In the WASB certification, you can actually you can pay somebody else to do it. The Women's Chamber of Commerce, and I think there's a couple, We Bank, and there's another organization. That's not my, that's not my office, so I can't tell you a whole lot about it. But these are the general things I can tell you. But what's really important is that when they give you a certification, that one of these third parties, and it costs like $350 or something, you need to make sure that it goes into the SBA system anyway. So basically you have to go and put it in anyway. So if you have enough information for a third party to certify you, just do it yourself and save yourself $350. And what I tell my 8A companies is because they're saying, oh, well, so-and-so wants to start an 8A and and they're going to get they want to get a consultant. I always tell my firms, if you can't do your certification yourself, perhaps you're not ready for that program. Perhaps your business isn't at the peak it needs to be at to be able to be certified. Because if you can't do a certification, how am I going to feel comfortable with you doing a $350 or $1 million contract for the government? Because as Bethany knows, it's all about that paperwork. Oh, see that little smile? Yes, it is. So anyway, does that answer your question?
Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
All right, it is 11:01, so I want to thank you all for attending. I want to thank our presenters, Nadia, Raphael, and Lisa. Thank you very much for being our presenters today. I will post this presentation on our website. We are also recording today's presentation, so I will post that on our website as well. And I want to thank you all for